Hey everybody, today we're going to learn how to create an effective resume. A resume is a document that job applicants use to summarize their work experience, educational background, and special skills. In a tough job market, employers may get many applicants per job posting. Having a good resume can help you stand out and obtain an interview. Okay, here we have a good little starter guide to use for your resume. I got this one off of my university's website, and there are plenty of other resources that you can find online. I'm going to go over this guide and then we can take a look at my personal resume so you can see an example of a real life resume. Okay, starting off here. Now, before we get started, I would say use 12-point font, use a professional type font, Times New Roman, something along those lines, unless I say otherwise. So, as you can see where it says your name up at the top, this is going to be a little bit bigger. I use about a 16-point font on this, and I use 12 for everything else. Make sure the orientation is in the center. Make sure things are bold. Make sure you spell out things like drive, street, avenue, and your address. And use a professional email address. When I say a professional email address, if your email address is Beyonce Lover 24, it is probably time to make a new email. I would suggest using your first name, dot, your last name, at whatever email company you decide to use. Okay, next section is education. A couple things to touch on here. Education is in all caps, it is underlined and bold, it is still 12-point font. Now, the name of your school is going to be the last school that you've finished. If you have a college degree, there's no need to put your high school on here. Now, the school is going to be also in bold, 12-point font, followed by a comma, then the town that your school is in, and then the state. Next, you put your month and year through the month and year of graduation. For example, I started my freshman year August of 2007. I graduated in May of 2012. So I would put August 2007 dash May 2012, and you only put your GPA or honors work for one if you have it, or two if you had a good GPA of 3.0 or above. Okay, next is work experience. We're still on 12-point font. Make it bold and underlined. Next would be the title of your job, just bold. To the side of that, month year through month year. Same thing we did on education. August of 2007 to May of 2012. Below that, you're going to put your company name and the city and state where they're located. Below that, you're going to put a brief description of your job and accomplishments. I would prefer bullet points here. I use 2 to 3 bullet points. Make sure you are using action verbs to start each bullet point. We'll go to that slide next. Here are some examples of action verbs. Now, most of these are past tense. So let's use the first one as an example. Acknowledged. If you were using that for an old job, wonderful. If it's a job that you're working for now, you would probably say acknowledges. Okay, now that you have your first job on there, now you're just going to do it again in order. So your current job will always come first, then the most recent job you had before, and so on. Try to keep it to only 3 to 5 jobs. If you've made it this far, we're almost done. This last section is completely optional. It is for volunteer experience, honors awards, certifications, things like that might be needed at the job. Now, with that being said, each resume should be changed just a little bit for each job you're applying for. The easiest way to explain NASA, if you were applying for NASA, is probably looking for a different skill set than Walmart is looking for in a cashier. So whatever you're applying for, do a little bit of research about it, find out what they're looking for, and then make your resume catered to them. Okay, looking at my resume, now I have my phone number and stuff blocked off for obvious reasons. But as you can see, it's pretty similar to the guide that we followed. I have my name in the top centered, followed by my phone number, email address. I have my professional summary here, my education, followed by a little skill section I didn't touch on, but I have been working for quite some time, followed by my experience on this page, and it continues on to the next. To over here, I'll have my second, third, fourth, and fifth most recent jobs on here, followed by my list of accomplishments. And that's all there is to it. If this helped you out, please like and subscribe. Thanks.